On the sidelines of Snapdragon Auto Day in Delhi, I'm catching up with Don McGuire, Chief Marketing Officer at Qualcomm, and along with him, we have Will.i.am, the legendary rapper, singer, songwriter, and also AI visionary. Together, we are going to speak about the future of AI, tech, and also about this partnership and much more. Welcome to CNBC-TV18, both of you.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Don, let's begin this conversation with you. What an unusual partnership, also a long-standing one, as you mentioned on the stage. Tell us more, what will this kind of partnership, help redefine the in-car experience in a Qualcomm or a Snapdragon-powered vehicle?
Well, we're at this inflection point, right, where AI is becoming the new UI. And that's permeating all sorts of devices, right? Whether your phones or PCs or even in glasses now. But the car is a really natural place for these experiences to actually come to life. It's a captive audience. You're sitting in your car, sometimes commuting, sometimes waiting for, going from point A to point B. You're with your family or you're by yourself. And so having these experiences, as Will showed on stage earlier today, is natural. It makes sense. And we think it's going to take the driving experience to a whole new level.
Yes, and we have a lot of time in hand, as Will and you just now mentioned, while driving to work, while driving to our gym, and wherever. I'm going to speak about what else can you do in your car and how can you reimagine the in-car experience. But before that, you also dropped a song during the presentation. If you can sing that along for us, Will.
Oh, you want me to sing it right now?
Why not?
Oh, no, not now. I do that for concerts. There's this one part that says, we don't know impossible, we make it possible. And that's like what I truly try to embody when I work across disciplines. Whether I'm making music or working with my team at FYI.ai, it's looking at the word impossible and seeing it as I'm possible. So any ideator out there, anyone with a expansive imagination, apply your imagination, focus your ideas, and materialize your dreams. And working with Qualcomm is proof of that. It reminds me of the first time I got a record deal and what that meant. Because a record company at one point in time was a technology company. Thomas Edison and General Electric was the first Apple. It was the first everything company. It was the first Amazon. And now working with Qualcomm, we are at the intersection where tech is tech, where tech is, entertainment. Tech is, how you, display and publish media. A film company at one point in time was a tech company. Before the art was married on film, or before the art was married on the big silver screen. That camera is tech. That amphitheater is technology. Somebody had to build that arena to make sure you could sing without a microphone and amplify. Hence the reason why it's called the amphitheater. So the marriage between artistry and technology has always been. And this partnership with Qualcomm, hopefully is the first of many other versions of myself working with, a titan like Qualcomm in this new creative renaissance.
Yeah, and now you are a tech entrepreneur, but given your artistic background, how did this partnership evolve to, come up with what you are launching today with Snapdragon?
So I initially started working with Qualcomm in 2012.
Yeah.
We built a product called the Dial, taking the Snapdragon chip. At that point in time, there was no watch at the time. The Snapdragon chip were for phones. And we took that chip, put it on the wrist, forked Android, created a voice operating system called Anita at the time. It was natural language understanding, natural language processing, machine learning. And my team was based out of Bangalore. So coming to India, this is not the first time I've had like a deep Indian roots with ideation to materialization, working with Qualcomm. So now here we are, 2025. We've already deployed our system onto Mercedes vehicles, and we have more OEMs to follow.
I heard you when you spoke on the stage, and you spoke about how if you want to give away a message through a vehicle, that is also possible. That also brings in revenue opportunities for OEMs as well, right?
Yeah. Think about, imagine you're an OEM, and as you're making a new fleet of vehicles, someone has put a radio antenna still in the car, as if millions of people, that's the only way to get information. And still, a lot of people still listen to traditional radio. Music that I make still plays on traditional radio. But for that OEM to broadcast on that radio station, they then have to buy time to the radio station. They don't have a direct conduit to speak to the driver, right? They don't have a relationship when the driver leaves the vehicle. The only thing they have is the key, but you can't speak through the key. The key is just to unlock the car. So in this case with FYI RAiDiO, which is a different, concept of radio. It's not radio from, the traditional perspective with Spectrum. It's radio as far as like pirate radio from the late 70s, where everyone will have a station. In this case, the everyone are OEMs and trusted partners. Because when you have AI simulated stations, you don't want anyone to be able to broadcast misinformation.
I have a few questions about India for you, Will, but before that, Don, you have been a busy man, over the past few months, from, the Manu partnership to Formula One to, tapping into music, culture. How is, culture and creativity a part of the Qualcomm and the Snapdragon strategy, marketing strategy today?
Well, I think Will said it really, really well when he said, technology and artistry, or technology and creativity are yin and yang, right? It took technology to allow and unlock creativity, whether it's in an amphitheater with someone's voice, right, or on a canvas of some type. And so we just see this marriage between the two and this yin and yang. And the Snapdragon platform is this amazing canvas, right, to enable and enhance both creativity as well as allowing people to explore their passions. So then how do we connect the brand in that context? Is through what people are passionate about. And people are passionate about things like sports, yeah, right? And whether it's a player or a team. They're passionate about art. They're passionate about music, photography. And these are all experiences that Snapdragon makes better. Because it allows people like Will and products like FYI.ai to come to life in really unique and compelling ways. And so it's democratization, it's creativity, and that's what we harness all that together and we express that through the brand to build sort of what we hope to be a cultural icon. And it's really difficult and challenging because we're not a product you can buy in a store.
Yeah, or you can touch or feel.
Or you can touch or feel.
Yeah.
So it's very experiential. It's a little bit sort of esoteric, but I kind of like that challenge. And we're making huge strides, but it's really connecting with people through things that they love and then telling your story in the context of that allows you to attach yourselves to them. So you don't have to be able to go into a store or go on Amazon.com and buy a Snapdragon to feel and to associate yourselves with what we can do for you and for your life. And we found a really, really nice lane to kind of make that happen.
And is there room for you guys to build in, fan experiences? Because Manu, for example, has a huge fan base in a country like India and, of course, in several other markets. So through AR or XR or even AI for that matter.
Yeah. Well, I think Will showed it off today.
Yeah.
Right. He was having a conversation with Neela, right, about Man United, put a hypothetical situation together. She came up with a great answer. Talk about a fan experience as you're driving through you're driving through town in Manchester, you're a fan, right? And you're just having a conversation with your persona, right? Maybe it's a Manchester accent persona.
Yeah,
that Will's created.
Or a man station.
Right.
So if you think about Man U has a Twitter account, they have an Instagram account,
A WhatsApp group.
they have a TikTok account, They have a WhatsApp group. What's coming next is a man station, because a man station will need a man agent. And so every day when a team is active, a player is trading, and stats are created as far as their activities, whether they have a fitness band or an Apple Watch. They're working, and they're training, and they're practicing. If you're really a true fan, I want to know how the team's doing that week. Right now, there's no way to really get all that information and put it in Instagram. That's not what Instagram's for. It's not a bucket for all the data.
Yeah.
It's not Twitter's not the same way. I'm not going to absorb that in a text. You're going to absorb that in natural conversation when the agent has received it all. And then after you went and bantered on those subjects, it's going to go to music that Manchester is connected to. There's bands and music that feels Man U. And that's for every single team out there, or every brand out there.
Will, since we are meeting in India, and Don, for you also, both of you, I have India questions for the two of you. Let's begin with you, Will. India has a rich history of both music and a very strong tech, tech background, tech influence. Indian tech talent is renowned around the world. So tell us, from a country like India, what inspires you as an artist and as an entrepreneur?
What inspires me as an artist is Bollywood, both classic and today.
Yeah.
They're just as vibrant. So some countries that have a rich yesterday, and their today isn't as impactful. India's past with Asha Bhosle's, amazing. India's current, is freaking phenomenal.
Yeah.
And this is with no help or no need for Western meddling. It's not like it's needing like, oh my gosh, if America only played. No. America is like, if only we could be played in India. India has always been, and I always say, like, if you pay attention to like American music videos and then Bollywood films that then go into like phenomenal dance routines, we borrowed a lot from Bollywood storytelling that goes into dance in our current Western music videos. As well as like Black Eyed Peas, we were inspired and sampled Asha Bhosle music. I sampled A.R. Rahman for a song called It's My Birthday with Urvashi. So I love this country. And then you have Bangalore and Chennai, which is like wizards. Literally, that's where all the wizards are.
Yeah.
Brilliant minds.
We have a lot of wizards in Bangalore and Chennai.
Brilliant minds. Hands down, brilliant minds. Wow.
Yeah. Any Indian artist that you would like to collaborate with, or even Indian entrepreneur that you would like to collaborate with in the future? Your wish list.
The company Tata.
Tata.
Wow. Love, that would be a dream come true. Artists.
I think we're working on that.
An artist.
Spill the beans, Don.
Yeah.
No beans to spill.
An artist, I would like to continue to work with A.R. Rahman.
Yeah.
My dream is to come to India, take the train from all the major territories,
Yeah.
record and write in the train while going to all the different cities. I want to experience India that way, and curate it that way. That's my dream.
Don, now over to you. How does India shape the global strategy for Qualcomm and Snapdragon?
So it's important for us from a talent perspective. It's important for us from a brand perspective. Snapdragon enjoys some of the highest awareness in India, highest preference, highest affinity, brand affinity. Indian consumers are savvy. They're aspirational. They want more. They strive for more. So the renaissance that India is going through right now, and the structural changes that are allowing, right, these 300+ million Gen Z, right, population of India, to thrive and to grow and to aspire and to dream. It's not happening anyplace else on earth. And so we find that exciting. We see opportunity, and we see the ecosystems of whether it's on the automotive side with the likes of Mahindra and Tata and everything, whether it's on other product category side. We just had a big XR day here in India, and there's several different AR glass makers in country that are about to launch some amazing AR glasses. Wherever the ecosystems are, we see excitement, we see wanting to work with us, and we see our model, which is the great democratizer and enabler, really, really playing well in India. Will came up with these lyrics of, "We don't know impossible, we make it possible." We have a saying, and it's a quote of Cristiano, and we have it sort of up on the halls of Qualcomm in San Diego, which is, "We make the impossible inevitable."
You make impossible inevitable.
Inevitable.
Yeah.
Right? So we make the impossible inevitable. And that's the strong belief we have in our products and our technology and our people. And we think that India is primed to take advantage of that spirit as it continues to grow and develop and thrive.
Yeah. Will, I'm tempted to ask you, what is your biggest takeaway building tech as an artist?
Before I was, creating in this realm, I thought the ultimate way to express myself was through music. Making songs, making a video, touring it, rinsing your emotions out on stage, writing songs like "Where's the Love" or "I Got a Feeling" or "OMG." I thought that was the ultimate. Working with Michael Jackson, or Whitney Houston. And then working with, talent wizards from Bangalore, that is the ultimate. Because it's dimensional. Creating sonics is awesome. Don't get me wrong. It's a beautiful feeling to hear someone sing what you had in your mind out loud, and that's their way to rinse out their emotion. But it's another thing to create something that people utilize every day, and they get a similar experience of singing and dancing through UI UX, where they're conversing and it's helping them, with whatever it is that they're going through in life, or that's helping them, materialize an idea themselves. Working on FYI RAiDiO, working with our personas and our products, that is the ultimate experience. Like after meeting with Qualcomm in San Diego and knowing that I had to make a persona that had an Indian accent, and then testing it, training it, putting it's earth under it, so it has foundation, and then talking to it for hours to see where it breaks. And then ta-da!
Don, a lot has changed when it comes to the way in which we interact with our devices. So where is the next large consumer shift that you foresee as a marketer of a tech company? Is it auto? Is it PC? Is it smartphones? Is it XR devices? Where do we see that consumer shift in the coming months? And where is the headroom for growth for tech companies such as yours?
It's a great question. I mean, we all have perspectives and opinions, and personally, I think that there is this whole territory there's the device ecosystems that we know today.
Yeah.
There's the operating systems that we know today, and there's the way we interact with those. But then there's things that are changing the game, right? Things that are going to create a new way to interact with, I don't even call it devices, but it's spaces. And we believe Snapdragon sits in this kind of really cool space, which is we are the sort of the glue or the catalyst to allow humans to interact with spaces, whatever those spaces may be. And in the advent of AI, right, which is going to be less about touching and tapping, and it's going to be more about conversation and natural language processing, right, and prompting and responding and anticipatory, suggestive sort of interactions. It's going to change everything. How that manifests itself is going to be interesting, right? We have a theory called mobile next, right, which is what is going to be that ecosystem? Is it going to be fluid? Is it going to be something that you wear,
Wearables,
something that's pinned to you but then moves? Is it going to be in environments like driving versus skiing versus whatever it might be? That's going to be super interesting to watch over the next several years. We are up for it all, and we're dabbling and playing and leaning in a lot of different spaces. Things like FYI.ai, which will experientially bring these things to life, is going to help drive some of that manifestation, which is also really exciting. But it's there's a whole new world out there. From robotics to new manifestations of the dial, right, which we'll sort of conceived of in 2012, that are coming at us, and it's going to be cool.
As a marketer, how would you like to position Snapdragon in this AI race that we are in today?
So like I said, I think it's a lot of what we just talked about, but just to sum it up, because we're at this inflection point, right? Because things are going to change. We really see an opportunity for Snapdragon to continue to be that enabling technology and that sort of platform as we see what's next. We've designed small for a reason, right? That's where we come from. We designed something that can fit on your pinky, but has so much power, right? And that can be then taken and put into and manifest itself into so many different places. And because that's where our core DNA comes from, we have a bright future. So Snapdragon will be everywhere, as we like to say. It already kind of is. And so having people feel good about that and feel confident and secure about the fact that what's powering their experience has all that goodness, is sort of a brand ethos kind of made in heaven.
Yeah, so wishlist is Snapdragon will be everywhere. Thank you so much, both of you. Thanks for joining us today and for this wonderful, insightful chat.
Thank you.